we are going to continue with our schedule, and I need for all of you to be very nice to our next speaker because he's a platinum sponsor, okay? That's a very important thing, and we want him to give next year as well. So with that said, I'm going to run through a quick bio of Tim Humphrey. He is the Vice President, IBM Chief Data Office, and located here in Raleigh, but he is the top executive for the state, both at the state level and for the facility they have out at RTP. He's been with IBM or has a 20-year career in computer science and IT in general, but he's split his time between IBM and Lenovo. One thing I wanted to point out, he is an NC State graduate, and I did not know it existed, but he is a member of the Electrical and Computer Engineering Hall of Fame. That sounds like something you would want to be a member of. And just outside of work, there are a couple of really powerful things here because, again, I work for a city, and that's what we're supposed to do is engage with the community. But he serves on the Wake County Boys and Girls Club Board and University of North Carolina's WordView Advisory Board. So I think those are two great initiatives. So with that said, I'm going to welcome Tim up.
So thank you for that introduction and a little bit of humor. I always hate it when they put me after somebody that's very dynamic. So I'm going to talk a little bit, but hard to top that last presentation. I was taking many mental notes through that last engaging presentation. So look, you talked a little bit about being a platinum sponsor, and when Dennis reached out to me to ask me if we would be a platinum sponsor, I said absolutely. No promises for next year, but but we'll talk about next year. But I said absolutely because I think this summit aligns closely with one of IBM's core values, and that's innovation that matters for our company and the world. And just as a proof point of that, if you go back to 2008, we were in the midst of a major global economic crisis. And, during that crisis, during that time in 2008, we decided to launch our Smarter Planet campaign. And as we all know in this room, you can't have a smarter planet without smarter cities. So we went on a path to partner with several cities around the globe to solve problems such as crime and traffic and safe drinking water. And I thought it was interesting when you look at that map from our previous presentation, you would know that a lot of those cities are cities and cities with great economic power. But we know not all cities could afford to partner with IBM. So we created an initiative called our Corporate Service Corps to help those cities that really have great need, but maybe don't have the economic strength to do full-scale transformations. And just to talk a little bit about what Corporate Service Corps is, it's a program that I'm really proud of, and it's a program where we get about 8 to 15 IBMers to volunteer their time, and they have relevant skills and experience, and they partner with local government, business leaders, civic leaders, et cetera, to go address and solve one key problem. And while they're volunteering their time, we fly them in as a group. They stay there, they can't leave, and we actually remove all of their day job responsibilities. So it is a well-known thing across our company that if somebody is lucky enough to be selected to participate in the Corporate Service Corps, our IBM business will not get in that way of helping out a city that needs some help. So we remove all their responsibilities, and they work to solve this problem to the satisfaction of that local city. Look, I say all this to say I think making our cities smarter is of huge importance. And the simple why I'm always asked is just because our cities are our homes. And this city and this region in particular is, I call home. I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere else. Another thing that doesn't happen in IBM, but I've been lucky to not been moved. So I grew up in Fayetteville, and I went to NC State, and never left the area. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever lived further than 10 miles from campus. So our cities are our home, and it's important to improve our cities and make them smarter, because we just really improve the quality of all of our citizens' lives. I'm also proud that NC State is hosting an event like this. I think it's very, very important, and makes me a proud alum to see NC State make this investment and all of the commitment to Smarter Cities research through the years. So, look, I know I just joined recently because I had several meetings earlier, but I can tell by the room and the agenda and the previous presentation that this is a fantastic use of time, and hopefully will drive a lot of innovations out of bringing these great minds and all these great leaders in this room together. So hopefully we'll drive a lot of innovations that'll make our city smarter. And I thank you for being the sponsor, and I definitely will talk to you next year about being another platinum sponsor. Thank you.